the benefit of the Command Fests are that there is a little bit more time to do casual things, right? One thing that this felt lacking was once I was done playing Commander, or if I was kind of getting bored with it, there wasn't an alternative. And having panels or stuff like that to do would have made it more of a thing that like have a schedule around it or something that I needed to make it to, or just something I can like take a break from.
Yeah, I mean, like
Commander.
I enjoy Commander, but I do think that like for a 3 or 4 day event, like I would get bored of Commander. I would want to play Modern, or I would want to draft, or like, you know, I would want some other Magic to kind of cleanse my palate a little bit, because I feel like I'm pretty 50-50 on the like Timmy Spike continuum. There's like Johnny throughout, right? But like assuming that one is like casual, wants to hang out with friends, competitive, wants to achieve glory on the battlefield. Right. I'm like right in between those two, right?
Sure.
So
I would say I'm between Johnny and Timmy, where I am there to hang out to show off.
Sure. But so that's where I'm at. And I like really enjoyed Vegas because I got there on Thursday, Friday, I like played Commander, hung out with content creator friends. And right as I was like starting to be like, Saturday was the main event, and I played Modern Horizons, and it was great. Right, Modern Horizons sealed, made day 2, drafted on Sunday, and then I went and played more Commander afterward when I was like, ugh, I'm exhausted, because I was like competitive, hardcore Magic where I have to remember all my triggers, and it's stressful, and I just get to like relax and hang out and like, you know, sling 100 cards, right?
Yeah.
And I liked being able to do both, and I think that like Command Fest appeals less to me than a Magic Fest with a Command Zone, because I want that diversity of experience.
Sure. I think that
even if it was more expensive to get into a Magic Fest for some reason, I still think I would pay the premium to have access to more stuff to do.
Right.
Because that's the way I enjoy Magic. I know that like a lot of people tend to be more competitive or more casual, and one thing is going to appeal to them more than the other. But I think it's cool that like every Magic player can come together at a Magic Fest, and there's something for them.
Now, two things to that. One is, I'll go to this one first, then I'll go to, because there's a whole subject matter on drafting. I will say that more than any time before, I had more people come up to me saying this was their very first Magic event outside of an LGS. That this was the thing that they were like excited about, because it was more designated towards the type of Magic that they play. Even though Command Zones exist and Magic Fest are doing their rebranding around making GPs more of a big festival-esque event, there was a significantly larger group of people excited to come to this event because it was closed door or casually focused or Commander focused than generally they are.
Sure.
And it's not like they hadn't had an opportunity to go to a GP. This was the thing that they were excited about.
Yeah, what's also interesting is that like Channel Fireball has all Magic Fests, right? But all these were run by other tournament organizers, right?
But one was CFB, one was, I think, Pastime, Chicago, and then one was...
It makes sense. That's the region that Pastimes operates in.
And then one
Midwest.
was SCG. And so those, like, Pastime is who does Gen Con. So they're the ones that run Magic events at other conventions.
And they used to run GPs.
And
And Star City used to run
consolidated.
GPs too.
Yeah.
One of my favorite mats is from a Star City GP.
Orlando?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. They made Disneyland, but Magic, and it's really good.
Yeah, now I always use my Gen Con mat because it has special significance to me. But
Shiny
my favorite, from the looks of a mat, that Orlando mat is my favorite. It's from an SCG GP. And it's funny because it's not Ultra Pro licensed, and it's not like Magic Art licensed. It's like they made their own art and like put it on a mat and like had another company do it. So it's like different from all my other Magic Fest mats, which are mostly Channel Fireball ones.
Right.
Because I live on the West Coast, and even before Channel Fireball had all the GPs, they had all the West Coast GPs.
Yep.
So the mats,
there were some Cascade Games ones, right? Back
yeah,
in the
but
day?
they used to team up.
Yeah,
it would be like Cascade and Channel Fireball. Like I have mats with both.
Right. But yeah, I think that's generally one thing that, you know, this appeals to a different demographic, and I think that is worth the fact that this is a singular thing. But they need to bring stuff in for people like you, and I think that draft is maybe the best option. And
I agree.
And I think
draft is always the best.
Yeah. Well, you're also a limited player, but and Gavin was talking about this during this thread, and you know, I brought this up during the weekend. There are now so many alternative draft formats that aren't Eldraine or whatever the standard draft is at that moment, and or even Modern Horizons, which is a very competitive drafting format. That could be more of a focus. It could be Chaos or Flashback or Mystery Booster is obviously the big one.
Battle
Conspiracy,
Bond.
Battle Bond.
You could even do like two-headed giant Eldraine or like 8-player multiplayer Eldraine where you like split into 2 pods of 4.
And then the winners of the 2 top ends of each one.
Yeah, like if you want to make draft format that appeals to Commander players, you can do that in many different ways. And then like obviously Game Nights recently shed a light on Commander Cube. They could have somebody bring a Commander Cube and do Commander Cube events like they did at Magic Fest Vegas. They had Andrea Mengucci and
LSV
Gabby Spartz
had one too. They had multiple cubes of people that were...
Yeah.
They had multiple people that had...
But it was just pros who like brought their cube,
Right.
and you could pay kind of a lot of money to get a slot to like be in the draft. And I think there were prizes and stuff too. But like you could do that for Magic with a Commander cube.
Right.
And there's a Commander focused draft set coming out later this year. And if they're not doing those side events at CommandFest at that point, I don't know what to tell you.
Right. And that's, I think, like, well, and you know, Jimmy,
Or
Josh...
not this year, 2020. It's not 2020 yet. I got ahead of myself. I think I said this year, but next year, 2020.
It's this year.
There's a Commander
Within the next
draft set
365
coming
days.
out, which is, you know.
Well, or like... One of my favorite ways to play draft was, and for a long time we were doing this with the Command Zone guys, is take a box of Conspiracy, take 1 pack from the Conspiracy pack or 2 packs from the Conspiracy packs, and then add 2 packs or 1 pack from another set, right? Where you get the Draft Matters cards early, and you can kind of even decide when you pick each pack. And then you get the like whatever format they're playing at that point. I think we did like Modern Masters we did it with, or you do it with even like a core set where it's like you kind of get both features and then you do a big multiplayer game. And it works. We would do 4 packs because multiplayer limited is harder in formats that allow any type of mill functionality, because the games go so long that like honestly you should play with 50 cards. So having 4 packs allows you
just build a 50 card deck, right? I mean,
yeah. So that's kind of another option. It's just like coming up with different cool drafting limited environments to play at these events seems really exciting.
This has been a production of Time Traveler Media, sending podcasts into the future.